Yo, what's up? How you doing from wherever you're catching me from? And of course, this is Luze Andrew Anderson. Of course, this is not the time we are always supposed to be coming through. Yeah. This is not the time we are always supposed to be coming through. It is daytime. We are always supposed to be here at around night time. Yeah, at around 10. That's when we are supposed to be here. But for some reasons, I just decided to come through. Uh, I think everyone has gotten that time, yeah, when they are not doing okay and they are not maybe happy and maybe they're not basically fine, yeah. So with me, I think it's one of those times. Each time you see me look this side, I want to check out. I see whether my sound is doing okay. So I'm going to test my sound, and I see if my sound is okay. I have another computer here, so let me see if the sound is fine. And I see if my sound niceness. My sound is beautiful. Luze Andrew Anderson is my name. This is not one of those times, of course, we're supposed to be showing up, but I felt like maybe I should do this video and I leave it here, yeah. So I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are catching me from wherever you are watching me from. And of course, I want to say for the people who watch these videos, when they are done, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you really very, very much, yeah. You know, each time you watch through, I feel nice, more so when I'm doing this kind of content where I'm speaking my heart and I speak basically about the things that maybe I go through, yeah, the things I go through, the things my friends go through. So as long as you're there and of course you're watching and then you subscribe and you've subscribed because of this specific reason, I want to say thank you very much. So we are here and this is what we're going to be talking about. Yeah, this topic I had okay, yeah, this is the topic we are going to be talking about, this one here. Yeah, this one here, why people why did they change, why people just all of a sudden change, and you're wondering why. You know, I had my friend and he wasn't like that, she wasn't like that, but for some reasons they just wake up one day and of course they change, and you ask yourself, why would someone really out of the blue change? The reason why people change, there are many, but of course, because I like this being personal, and that's why I share my WhatsApp number. I'm going to be talking about me. Ever since I went off grid, a lot of things really changed. Yeah, a lot of things really, really, really changed, and I'm not the person that I used to be. You know, 5 years ago. I'm not the person I used to be 2 years ago, and it is really heartbreaking that I'm still not the person I was just 1 year ago. And what really hurts me the most is I'm not the same person I am just a month ago. And people change because of very many reasons, yeah. Most of the people hurt, and when you hurt or when you get so happy, when you get so happy you can change, and when you get hurt, yeah, you can change. I feel bad. When I was growing up as a child, I thought I was a good person, and passing through my youthful life, yeah, I thought I was a nice and good person, and I felt like that was the most important thing to do, like because I grew in a Christian family, and you know, being a nice person is all that they really taught us, and I grew up, you know, wanting to be that kind of a person, and thank God, of course, I exhibited that for quite a long period of time. That later on in life, I noticed that you know, you're not supposed to be nice. You're supposed to be optimistic, and you're supposed to be genuine to you, yeah. Being nice and being of, you know, being a nice person and being a genuine person to yourself are two different things. So over the years, of course, I've tried, you know, a lot of times, you know, and it became part of me to be a nice person. Like, you know, if I see someone who is not doing okay, I feel like giving a hand is really a necessary thing to do because of the background. Because I think earlier along I told you that we are who we are because of where we come from or where we grew up from. So a person like me, of course, who grew up you know, in church, yeah, and being helped by church, so that thing came in me, like I feel it's always very good to give a hand, that in case no one gave me a hand, yeah, if in case that church didn't give me a hand, you know, I don't know where I would be in life. Maybe I would be dead by this time, you know. People, it is always people helping people. Yeah, it is always people helping people. So in case someone didn't help me, then me, I wouldn't be alive maybe today. So but why people change is the topic. Yeah, so I grew up all those years. Yeah, I keep saying my years. And I'm 37 years old. So right now I was in bed the entire time. Today we woke up a little late. I took my son to school, and I came back. I've been sleeping the entire day. My phone got spoiled. It got spoiled. I messed up the screen, so it's not working. Yeah, it's not working, but we are going to be working on it, I think, tomorrow. So I noticed today that I am not really the person I used to be. And the kind of a person that I've become, some people would say that is the person you're supposed to be. Yeah. But it is not intentional, as per me. It is not intentional for me to be that. Now I see myself as a bad guy. Yeah, I'm a bad guy, I'm a bad person. I'm not the other, good person that I used to be. And as time goes on, again, I'm becoming more and more bad. And it is not per se being bad, but it is per se being observant. Yeah, taking note of everything that is happening around us. Yeah, so right now I'm more observant. I know what is really going on. I'm observant, I'm intentional. I know whatever is going on. That now the things I used to do then, which were good things, that now I cannot do them because I feel people are taking advantage of. Yeah. Of recent, let me tell you a story. Of recent, I shared this story when I was on a bike yesterday. The end part, the video was 1 hour. Yeah, I think it was an upload. It was 1 hour. The second last video upload that I did, I talked about that story, but the video is 1 hour. So in 1 hour, I think I talked about it in the last 6 minutes. And let me repeat it now. When I came off grid this side, because off grid, you're supposed to know how you're supposed to survive. Yeah, how are you going to be surviving? So I wanted to get means to see how I'm going to be surviving. So do you know what happened? What I did was to get as I was riding my bike, yeah, the electric bike, I found a guy on the road, and he called me by my names. And me, when someone calls me by my names, those are all my names. Yeah, people keep saying you're supposed to say name, but he said all my names. He was like, "Hey, Anderson Luze." So I was like, "Wow, who is this?" We off grade. So I got surprised that even this side there are people who know me. So I was like, easy. So I talked to him, and then he wanted to buy a laptop, and I have a couple of laptops. Yeah. So we ended up coming to my place. I was like, which kind of laptop do you want? Because I want to get a gamer's laptop. Now it's the one I want to use. So he comes to my place, then I show him different laptops and how much maybe each can go for, because now I don't need all of them. So through having that discussion, he tells me he's a 20-year-old kid. He's 20 years, guys. Yeah, these stories, I knew they were happening in Uganda, I knew they were happening in Africa, but I had never seen anyone, yeah, with evidence and I witnessed to see them, like with my eyes. So I get to meet this guy, and then he tells me he's 20 years, and then he's married, not legit married, but of course he's staying with a girlfriend, but he's married. And the girlfriend is a senior fall dropout, and that means she's also still a kid. I think maybe 16, 17. I met the girl. So I look at these kids and I'm like, these are kids. If me here, I cannot manage to be with a girl, and because I feel they are expensive, we did that video yesterday, so I'm not going to be going through that. Yeah, why 63% of men right now, they don't want to get married and they still don't want to get kids. So now I meet this guy. He's 20 years old, and he's having a 17 or a 16-year-old who is also expecting a kid. Yeah, and he's hustling out his life, and he doesn't have the next button. And I was like, my sister has always helped me, but my sister helped me a little bit later in life. Yeah, hadn't it been my sister, I'm telling you the truth, I wouldn't have where to stay. I wouldn't have a place called home. Fine, I'm in my tiny house, but at least I'm not paying rent. Remember, I'm a single, dedicated, 24 hours dad. I do everything with my kid. I cook for him. He's just done eating. I take him to school. I have to shower him, though he's learning some of the things. And still, I'm supposed to figure out how life has to run. Remember, I'm 37. So now I look at this 20-year-old with a 16 or 17-year-old, and I'm like, this guy is going to do it. And I told myself, since my sister helped me, given the fact that I have a couple of sisters, but none of them came out to help me, and they just don't care about my life. And remember, I'm being a guy, a gent, a man, and they just don't care. So I'm like, let me help this guy, because we off grid. He knows me. He has a good story. How, of course, this girl was abandoned by the parents. Of course, the mom and the dad of this girl, they separated. When they separated, everyone got up, got a man, got a woman, so that means she is not welcome the other side, she's not welcome this side, and all these people don't like her. And now, because an incident happened when she was coming from school, they were from playing volleyball, and then the stepmom tells the dad, this girl is from men. The car is passing there. So when the stepmom reports to the dad that this girl is from men, what happened was the dad chases away this girl, and this girl looks through her phone and who she can really hang out with, stay with, and then it is this boy. And then when this boy told me his story, I felt really bad. So I was like, what, I have my savings, but now these were like my life savings. Yeah, my life savings. A couple of, when people say life savings, someone might think it's a lot of money, but I had little money. It was like, let me say like $850. Yeah, so I get my $850. I talk to my sister who helped me out through that, and I tell her, what, please, let's help this guy get a boda, because he was riding a boda, a bike. He was riding a bike, a passenger's bike. So the owner took it away. So I really felt bad. And this guy or this kid told me, in case I get a boda, which is a bike, I'm sorted with life. He tells me the story, and then he's like, I will be giving you like 15,000 Ugandan shilling. So I fall in love with his story, and I'm like, I wish I had someone to help me when I was 20. I would be very far. Had my sister helped me when I was still that age, I would be very far. Right now, I'm struggling, and I admit to everything that I'm struggling with life. I'm trying to make ends meet. My phone is now, messed up. And when I talk to the people who are supposed to fix it, they are telling me I'm supposed to be paying 950,000 Ugandan shillings. That's a lot of money. It is the phone I used to shoot some of my content, and now to fix it, remember, I don't have no income. So now I'm like, okay, I get my savings, like $850. We buy a bike for this guy, because I feel I want to be a cause in a good thing, and because he's now married, he's having this girl he's supposed to take care of, plus their jaja, and then they are having they are expecting a kid. I'm like, let me help them. He tells me the story today, the next day I buy the bike. He goes and they buy the bike, and now this guy starts telling me stories. The person I met is now different. Basically, he doesn't know that we are hustling out our life. And I'm like, what is this? So at the end of the day, I started regretting, yeah, like the expectations I got from him prior, before buying the bike, the Boda Boda. Now he's changed, and I'm like, what is this? Where before getting it, he was a different person. Now we've gotten it. Now he's a different person. I felt bad about myself and even why I helped. And remember, those were my savings. Just in case my son gets sick. Thank God we don't get sick. Just in case my son gets sick, at least we have some savings to go, help out with my son. But now I've done charity to people who do not appreciate these things in quotes, because now what he promised me is not basically what he's doing. I regretted. I felt bad. I felt really, really bad. And I'm like, I wish I didn't make this kind of decision, because my sister told me before, you should get a Boda Boda. And I'm like, I'm not going to get it. Why? Because I don't have someone who is really committed to do the job, and they give me the 15,000 per day. You get an challenge. So now this guy disappoints me. He disappointed me yesterday but one, and I felt bad. So I've not been in my mood up to now. We are just from a meeting talking to him, and he has changed the story, which is okay. So we'll be getting a little bit of what we had argued, which is fine, because they have to do servicing of those bikes. So now the servicing, he was putting it on me. It's a long story. So at the end of the day, I noticed that now I'm becoming bad. I'm being more intentional. I'm being more observant. And that's not the kind of a person I used to be. And why is it like that? The kind of life that we go through. I have my sisters. The sisters I really love so much. I love them so much. And then because of little things that happen through life, yeah, now I don't talk to them. And I'm like, and they're all older than me. And I'm like, why is it that we are the way we are and people really change? By then I could get a phone and I call them and I would apologize for anything, even if either did it or didn't do it. I would call and apologize. Right now, I don't care. If you have a parent who used to take care of you, they want to see how you're doing. And you imagine your parent just wakes up early in the morning and now they don't care what's up with your life. And I'm like, today, because I spent the entire day after taking my son to school, because we reached a little late at like around 8, getting to 9, and then one teacher was telling me, you should get this guy, those vehicles, they come pick him. And I looked at this lady. I talked humbly, but I had something again different. So at the end of the day, back to our topic, I see like I've changed. Like I have my sisters, we grew up with them. Right now, I don't care. Even if they die. And you can imagine which kind of a person am I becoming. And I'm telling myself, am I becoming really good or bad? Because by then I would call and I ask my sisters, how are you doing? If I think maybe I wronged them, or even if I think I didn't wrong them, I would apologize anyway, because that's the kind of a person I'm supposed to be. But now that I've grown up to see life and how it really runs, I don't care whether they talk to me or they don't talk to me, because now life lessons have taught me really stuff, you get. And I'm like, how did we even end here? So why do people change? A lot of things make us change. Now me, I stay only me and my son, yeah, and because we went off grid, so this is what happened. I did a video which I put on TikTok. Very weird video. It's on my WhatsApp status. Very weird video. And I was talking to the mom of my kid. And that video wasn't really called for. It is the truth. But it is something that was supposed to be out there. Because the world is so angry and people are doing weird things and people have different intentions, we reach a time because everyone has their goals in life and everyone doesn't care about the other person's goals in life. Everyone is basically taking care of them. I learned that late in life, that my life is supposed to be coming first. So now, the kind of a person I'm becoming, I'm feeling like maybe this person is a bad person. But that person is not a bad person. That person is a good person. And that's how we are supposed to be. But what I've become is really, really, really very bad. Because now, after this guy of the bike, I felt like, why did I even in the first place think of us getting a bike in the first place? How? Because I thought, we could come up with something. The whole instance would be only me and my son, just the two of us. So I've really learned that, and the people who change us, they are our closest people, our friends, most times. The friends we hang out with, family, when they really backstab and they do bad things. I'm not saying my family did anything now, but because all of us have different goals, all of us have different intentions. I could come to you and maybe I just need help from you. And because you've not helped me, then I stop talking to you. Just like that. And maybe I got another friend and I'm more closer to a different person than you, then someone will walk away from again you because they feel like you're supposed to be closer to them. It is so harsh that right now I would conclude like you and the family you've created are supposed to come first. Underline, you and the family you have created have to come first in everything in life. Why do I say that? Because the family you come from, they don't care. They are all trying to come up with their families. They're all trying to come up with their families and they want to be better. They want to be okay. So, you, if you're there and you feel like my family has to be okay, but remember they are also taking care of their family, and at the end of the day, when stuff happens, when shit happens, none of them is going to come to save you. That's one thing I've also learned late in life. Everything I'm telling you guys, it's not like I'm a little wiser or I'm a little better. I've learned these things the harsh way and I've just learned these things now. That's why I decided to leave politics to say the things that are on my heart, the genuine things that are happening to me. Like right now, I'm talking to you and I feel like I wanted even to shed tears. Yeah. Today, I woke up and I was taking my son and I took him to school. And this teacher comes out and tells me he has come a little late. He's missing up. You should get this truck, to be bringing him, which is a little expensive, which is also okay. And again, my phone has also messed up. And again, I'm off grid. And again, I cannot talk to no one. Yeah. Like I cannot talk to no one. I cannot communicate and I talk to no one because my phone is messed up, and still even if it's not messed up, there's no one I can be like, let's talk. And that's some of the thing by the they don't tell you about being off grid. When things mess up, when you're off grid, it is basically you and yourself. Yeah. So you should learn that when you're going to go off grid, you should learn that. So at the end of the day, the friends we've been with, I always liked collaborating with people. People always say, in case you want to make business and you want it to be successful, have a team. I don't have a team. I'm going to teach my son not to have a team. Why? Because of the experience I've gone through. And unless he wants to be a little brighter, and those are the messes I made. I wish I had someone to help me when I was still a little younger. But now I've learned things in a different way. So I've become the person that I wasn't, I wasn't. That someone today calls you and, they mess you up, and then the next day they are calling you up again to be there for them, and you're still okay even to be there for them. And I'm like, no, 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 this is not how life is supposed to be in here. It is really, really unfair. I've never done a life where I'm feeling sad. I feel like I want to cry. I feel really, really very bad. Really, really very, very bad. And I'm not feeling bad that, something has happened or that. But you look through life and you're like, why am I the way I am? I have one friend of mine who called me from London, Charles, and then he was like, Anderson, you're bitter. And what I always said, what you take in is what you bring out, and what is really inside is what really comes out. So I really feel so bad for the person I'm becoming, but that person is better. Yeah, that person is way better, way, way, way better, because the other person was an illusion. So I'm way better and I feel way good, but again you feel bad in a way. You get, because that's not the kind of a person you were initially. So now you've changed, and then people come up and they're like, man, that guy changed. So even when genuine people come in your life, it's just like, for the relationship thing, Now, still again, I'm playing an example. The video I did on my TikTok, and I've put it on my status on WhatsApp, is because I feel like I don't want even to do even courtship, even, just even having a chat with a girl, for dating and courtship and relationship, those things, because I've gotten high. And some people, it takes them years, to recover. Others never recover. Others become a little more conscious. And those people initially were good. But of course, that's life. And how you deal with it is again up to you. It is I wish you could understand. But when the people closest to you mess you up, and then you become something you also didn't expect you would become, like growing up, I didn't care when people died. I didn't care. You call me and you're my friend and you're dead, I don't care. If you're dead, you're gone. Why was I on the point that I don't care when people die? I don't think I have anyone in life who would die and I'm really concerned. That is the hard truth. Why? Because when I was growing up, I lost both my parents. Yeah, my mom died, my father died. I don't have relatives. Of course, I meet them later in life. So now you tell me you're dead, so what? I didn't have my parents, so whether you die or you don't die, I just don't care. You get? So now, again, because now those are the close people to you, so now that molds the kind of a person you're going to become. It's going to mold the kind of a person you are. Why? Because you just don't care. You just don't care. Now, like someone being backstabbed, not once, not twice, not twice, and then you find them being bad. I've always asked myself, why is it that these rich people, they really don't care about the poor, and they just don't care, and in a bad way don't care? And I'm like, how could someone really be at this point of really? And that's why we always thought, these guys are demonic, these guys, they are next to Saturn, these guys are doing witchcraft, because they've gone through those phases, and those phases are really lonely. Now I feel like I don't care. Me, you die and you're my friend, I don't care. I don't care. And for some reasons, I don't bury people, because it scares me. I see your face and you're dead, it stays with me for years, for like 10 years. And I'm thinking about you because you're dead. So why do I have to see you when you're dead? I would come, I would be around, but I don't look at you when you're dead. I don't. And if they are putting you in the grave, yes, I'll be around, but I won't go there, see you. Because why is it that now I would haunt myself for the next 10 years because I want to be cool to see you when you're dead, and you will not even appreciate? The same if I wake up early in the morning and dead, I don't care. You throw me on the pit, I just don't care. But now, how did I become that kind of a person? Because of how I have grown up. So now, people are becoming so bad, so weird, because of the environment and how the closest people, because most of the time, we change because of how our closest people have treated us. So you change. So right now, I feel like I've really, really, really changed. And now, because I'm passing through like what I would call my hardest part of life, yeah, my hardest part of life. If I recover and I come out of this, yeah, if I recover and I come out of it, do you know the kind of a person who is going to to come back? Is going to be a different person. A person who just doesn't get, you get the point. The person who just doesn't care.